Hi everyone, it's Judy here at River City Sewing, bringing you this week's video news. Well, this weekend sees the first of Margot's classes, which is a taste of walking foot quilting, which is happening tomorrow. So all those lucky people that got in early, you're in the class, make sure that you've got all your requirements, and we'll see you here tomorrow for the first of Margot's fun classes. So that'll be really, really grand. Next week, we've got our regular classes starting up again as normal. So we've got a few bookings, one left in Monday morning, and we've got 4 left in Monday afternoon. All of our Know Your Machines are booked out because we've had a little bit of a break while Robin's been on leave. So they've started again. But the one that's happening on Wednesday is Anything Goes Embroidery. So if you're new to embroidery, or if you've had an embroidery machine for a while but not quite sure how to go about things, or you just want to get back to embroidery because you've had a long break, why not book yourself into Anything Goes? You can do pretty much anything embroidery in that class. So machine embroidery, if you're wanting to learn cut work, lace, you want to do some applique in the hoop, you just want to learn a little bit more about your machine in a group situation, then that's the class. Now that happens on the first Wednesday each month, and it's a good class if you are wanting to learn more about your machine and get more out of your embroidery machine. So why not book yourself into that? There is still a few places left in there, and that'll run each month. So if you make sure you book yourself in for those. And Thursday evening with Ali, we've still got a few more places there next week. So there's a few classes happening. So why not book yourselves in to have a little bit of fun with us. Now, classes coming up into March, I want to give everyone a bit of a reminder, was our So Kind of Wonderful class. I know we talked about that a little bit before, but So Kind of Wonderful have a range of patterns and rulers and all those kinds of things. So you can choose any of the So Kind of Wonderful range of patterns or rulers and use them in that class. Now, some people need a little bit of a help when they're using those rulers, but that's what these classes are designed for. There's 3 classes in this series. Now you can choose to come to one, or you can choose to book yourself into all 3 if you prefer. So I'll put the details of that into the email, but however, the first one comes up on the 14th of March. So if you do have any of the rulers, like the quick curve ruler, the quick straight is a new one, there's the mini, there's a whole lot of other ones. So if you have any of the So Kind of Wonderful rulers, you can use them in this class, as well as the patterns that go with those particular rulers. So that's everything, also all So Kind of Wonderful. All right, so that's available. First class is on the 14th of March. Check out the email that comes out with this for more bookings, or you can go on the website and have a look at that on our booking page. The other class that I wanted to remind you of was the small project class that's coming up. Now this is designed for people new to sewing who want to make something really simple and basically get a feel for what it's like to do a little bit of patchwork and give you ideas to expand. It's also one of those classes that if you have been out of the classroom for a little while and you want to get back into sewing something really simple like this first project, which is a patchwork cushion just with a buttonhole back cushion. It's just an easy way to get back into sewing, and then we can give you ideas of how to improve and expand on that, on this basic idea. So if you want a fun little project class, then why not come into our small projects, which is on the 15th of March. Okay, 18th of March is our Mondrian As You Go, which is a Quilt As You Go quilting class. All right, so if anyone would like to learn Quilt As You Go, then this is another technique that would be really interesting for you. So that's the Mondrian with Margot. Now you're seeing that very beautiful modern quilt in the example, and I'll bring that up on my screen here. Oops, wrong camera. Here we go. So I'll just come up to our upcoming events, and you might want to have a look at this. Okay, so Mondrian. Okay, so this is a Quilt As You Go quilt. All right, using up lots of bits in your stash that you might have left over, like leftover batting, wadding, leftover pieces of fabric. It's a quilt as you go technique. So that one would be a good one to learn if you've never done quilt as you go before and you'd like to have a go at it. It makes things a little bit easier and makes it an easy way to use up some of those smaller pieces of fabrics that you might have left over from other projects. So that's the Mondrian. So the gadgets and things and new products that I want to show you, we're getting to the very end of my Houston buying surprise. Some of the fabrics that I ordered are coming in the next couple of weeks. So you'll start to see them come. Some will be a little bit later in the year because we had to pre-order them. But the first one I wanted to show you was, I know we got a few things from the Gypsy Quilter, but this one is called Stitchy Sticks. Okay, so it's basically, these things have a multi-purpose use. Okay, now I'm going to go to the camera above here. Whoops, wrong one. I'll get it right in a minute. So let's see where I can't get a reflection. So the Stitchy Sticks, they're basically got, sorry, let's see if I can get it in a better position with no reflection. Here we go. So they have different ends on them. There's a turning tube. There's actually a storage wallet in there as well. But if I turn it over, you'll get a better idea of the kind of things that it does. So we've got a stiletto, a blunt ball tip. So if you are, you know, turning round edges and things like that, so you've got that little end. You've got a tapered finger to assist in pressing seams or to wrap fabric around on edges of templates and things like that. So that's a lot of fun. A spatula to help flatten things out. You've got a turning tube, and all of them are around about 1/4 inch wide, so you can use them as a little bit of a measure. But these all go together in a set. So that way you've got really interesting and useful turning tools. You've got, you know, that little bit of extra help when you need them. And, you know, when you're doing all different types of things like EPP, or you're turning fabric, or you need to turn something out after you've stitched it out, if you've got appliques, if you're using vinyls and things like that, these are really interesting little tools that you can help you do those little jobs. So basically these are all made of steel, and the idea is that they have multiple uses. So it's $112.95, but it's even just the turning tube for those small things is really, really good. There's been lots of tools in the past, but these ones have every end of these tools has a use. So it may be well worth something to consider. But they're called Stitchy Sticks, and we have them available now. They're on the website as well. So if you think that you might have a use for the Stitchy Sticks, then why not add them to your stash? Especially if you do lots of applique and you do lots of fine turnings and things like that, that they may be a nice little notion for you to put in your stash. The second one I've got today is Pixie Tape. Okay, so again, let me change camera. Let's see which one, I'll get it right this time. So Pixie Tape is more like a paper tape, but what it does, it's a removable adhesive, but it is designed for if you're using paper templates or paper patterns you want to stick down, that it doesn't rip it when you go to take it off. It's made for anyone who uses stencils, die cuts, if you use electronic cutters, things like that, that you just need an extra piece of tack down, and it's pretty translucent type of tape. So it's very new. I mean, to me it was very new. I thought that some of you may find this one interesting. Not as heavy as, say, the Kimberbell fabric tape, because that's a different type of adhesive, but this one is designed more for paper and patterns and all those kinds of things. So Pixie Tape, $15.95, and there is 18.2 meters or 20 yards on that particular one. So if you're a paper crafter or you do lots of stencils and you want to, an applique pieces, and you want to have a tape that doesn't ruin your paper patterns and things like that, then this one might be a good choice for you to try. So that's Pixie Tape. And again, available now here at the store and online. Okay, so most of these, if you go to, let's go back to the website. Okay, if you just type in things like, oops, Pixie Tape, you'll see a little bit more information there. Okay, so it gives you a few more pickies of what they are, and yeah, like this one, it gives you, said it's an inch wide, tells you a little bit of how to use it. There's a little bit of information down here as well. Okay, so that is interesting, and I thought that was a useful kind of thing. Now, I have shown you the next one before, but I want to just remind you that we have it, is Floss Bobbins. So if you have those sashiko threads like we showed you once before, or if you have floss that you are doing some hand stitching and you want to be able to store them neatly, then these Floss Bobbins are great. There's 6 of them in this particular package. So you got 6 of them. They're $12.95 and they hold 2 skeins of a 6-stranded floss. Okay, so it can store quite a lot. The idea is they're like a little shell, and I'll take this one out of the packaging so you can have a look. Here we go. So each of them, there's 2 together. You can wind them on and they fit inside this little protective cover. These are quite nice because they protect it from the dust, but you get a lot of space inside there to hold your strands. So there are 3 sets in each of these. So if you've got sashiko thread, or if you've got floss, or if you've got some kind of decorative kind of thread that you want to wind on and protect, then this is a nice way to store it. Once they're stored, it's nice and covered. You can put them back into something like your Ziploc again and label them and put them away. So again, $12.95. Interesting way to store them rather than the flat cards and things like that. It's just different, an interesting way of doing that. So they're called Floss Bobbins, and they're from the Gypsy Quilter. And Gypsy Quilter, as you've seen, we've got had quite a few things from the Gypsy Quilter, and I've got another one to show you as well. But they do quite a lot of interesting quilty style notions, which is really nice. The last notion I'm going to show you today, or the last thing, is a Gypsy Quilter thing, and it's called Toteology Bags. Okay, so these bags are designed to hold rulers. They're designed to hold all the stuff that you need to bring, even a small cutting mat. Now, they're big. So one side is a whole pocket with a plastic covering, which is quite tough. So you can put all your blocks or whatever you like in there. It's a tote, so you've got a big storage space inside of that. There's no pockets inside, but the pockets on the outside, as you can see, there's they're divided pockets, but they're all covered with the plastic, and you have a spot to put, I don't know, your water bottle or some other thing that you need to carry. And on this side, you've got a zipper pocket at the top and a zipper pocket down the bottom. Rotary cutters, things like unpickers, small sewing kit, bigger rulers in there. I mean, you could put all of your rulers, you know, your mid-size rulers and even your large rulers in these bags, and that's what they've designed them up for. So if we have a look at this, it comes in 2 colours. So obviously purple is their colour that they do pretty much most of their designs in, but the second one is teal, and it's exactly the same bag, but it's in the teal colour. Okay, I've left that one wrapped up. So nice and tough. The material's tough and it's well sewn. If you were going to make one of these to put all your gear in, you'd be looking at around about the same money. They're $72.95. but it keeps everything clean and tidy, and it's a really heavy vinyl that they use, and it's all bound on the ends, and they use like a polypropylene in there that's pretty tough as well. So lots of pockets, lots of areas, but you can use it as a tote, so you can put stuff inside as well. So it's quite a big bag. $72.95. I thought they were really cool because sometimes we see everyone come into class and they've got rulers and they've got bags of stuff and they've got their mats and their rotary cutters. That is a good way to have all those things sort of kept flat inside, and it protects and makes sure that you put all your gear back in your bag so you don't leave anything behind. So that's a really nice bag from the Gypsy Quilter, Toteology. So if we went to the website, we could just type in Toteology. So you can see that if we select one, and you can see that they've put in those Creative Grids rulers in there. So they've got rulers and they've got rotary cutters and all that kind of gear in there. So it gives you an idea of the sizing. I've got the sizing in there as well, so you can have a look at that. So both bags are on there, so you can see the purple or the teal. All right, so we've got a couple of those in stock in the teal. We've got one in the purple. We just got a few out so that we could gauge if you like them. And I think they're pretty cool because it's a nice way to store a lot of those things when you come into class, especially if you need bigger rulers and you have to bring a mat and you have to bring all those kinds of things, all nice and tidy. And you know, you make yourself a little like a luggage tag put on the top so you know it's your bag in case there's a couple of them. People like them in the classroom, so that's a bit of fun. Now the other fun things I wanted to show you today were some fabrics that are coming in that were from my trip, and one of them, we've had the patterns for a little while, but many of you follow Amanda Murphy, and a lot of you went to Benina Academy, as we know, and you got to meet Amanda in Sydney. And this is her new range called Sewing Room 2. Now let me bring it up here on the, now there's two ways you can search for this. You can either search for it as Sewing Room 2, or if you go to fabrics, I'm just going to go and change camera so that you can see what I'm talking about. So you could search for Sewing Room and you would get a list of them. But if you go to fabrics and you go to quilting fabrics, and then if you use the search here and go from default to latest, you'll see the latest fabric as we've put it up. Okay, so as you can see, this was the latest fabric we've put up, and this is all of the fabrics that we're getting in from Amanda Murphy in her Sewing Room 2. This particular one here, there's two variations of that. This was designed as a Q-matic test piece so that you could go through and, you know, do your block placements and all that kind of stuff using hexagons and using the stars and all that kind of stuff. So that is, whilst it's a lovely fabric, it was designed as a Q-matic test piece by Amanda. So that is really fun. There are two variations of that, blue and the red. There was quite a few more of these fabrics, but these are the ones that we've got in because we thought it gave you a nice selection. For all you Benina owners out there, this fabric has been updated with all the latest machines on it. And it's in blue, it's in red, and it's in black. So it's got the sewing machines on, which is really fun. So if you're a Benina lover, then you need some of this fabric. Now, also with the Sewing Room, we have some of Amanda Murphy's patterns in here as well. So we're going to type in, we type in pattern and start with an A as Amanda Murphy. And there's a couple of patterns here which uses this sewing room fabric, which is called My Favourite Things, and we've got about 6 of those by the look of it in stock. And the other one is we'll do the latest here. Well, there's a few more patterns coming in. We'll try the Amanda Murphy again. Pattern. There's the sewing room sampler, which is really cute. We've got 6 of those in stock, and it uses this new fabric as well. Okay, so if you're you follow Amanda Murphy and you'd like to do something, especially banana people out there who love their bananas, there is this sewing room sampler 2 sampler is just for you. So if those of you who'd like to do, and you don't have a banana but you love this, you could knock that out as well. So that is this sewing room 2 that's coming in now. It hasn't arrived as I'm filming this, but I'm expecting it over the next couple of days to arrive. So I have patterns in stock. I'm waiting for my stock to arrive. It's winging its way from the US to me right now, and we're so excited when that'll arrive. So if you are looking for some of this fabric from Amanda Murphy, I'd suggest that you give us a call. All the pricing's up online. We will put it up that you can back order, you can order it, pre-order it, but best to give the store a call if you'd like some of those. Now, I know that that'll be very popular because it is a sewing based theme on that particular fabric, and Amanda's designs are really great. And so the sewing room sampler is such a lovely collection of fabric too, which is really nice. So as you saw, those were the fabrics that we were getting in. So all of the fabrics that we've ordered are there on the website, so you'll be able to see them really, really well. Now the other new fabric that you may have seen as we did that, oops, there we go. And if you go to that section with quilting fabrics and you see the latest, then if you keep going down, you'll see another one called Crocodile Smiles. Now this is a collection that we have, and it's really cute because there's little crocodiles and things on it, great for kids, all those kinds of things. So if you want a little closer look, can't seem to do that with the computer, I'm still getting used to the new one. Have a look at those. But if you go through the website, if you bring up the latest, if you go to the next page, you'll see a few more of those here, and they're a lot of fun. So you can have a look at those. There's some with little stripes, a lot of little crocodiles here, but some really nice print, and some that look like stripes, but they've got crocodiles on them, which are really fun. And you'll see some dots and other things as well. So that is in store. You can see there's a little bit of that, and you can see that there's that Simply Delightful range that we mentioned last week with all the different samplers on it. Okay, I'm working hard to get the minimum cuts online at the moment, so there's lots of them there, so I'm working my way through. If you're having trouble, just call the store and we'll be able to help you. But hopefully as we go through and we adjust all those, you'll be able to buy at least 0.3 like 30 centimeters of any one of those particular fabrics online whilst they're in stock. Okay, so as we work our way through, you'll be able to do that. If you can't, if it just says 1, it's 1 meter. Okay, so if you've got a problem, just give the store a call. So we've had our first accessory class this year, which was the FAF foot class that happened last week. I have released the dates for the Husqvarna accessory class. That's coming up in April. It's on April the 20th. So if you have a Husqvarna, that's also going to be a free class. If you wanted to come along and just have a look at some of the accessories, please book yourself in. We're taking bookings now. It's a free class, but you do need to book in online. So you can go to our booking page, and it's on the 20th of April, and it's the Husqvarna foot class. Okay, I'll put a link, in this email as well, so that you can go and book yourself in for those. Now we will be bringing you In the coming weeks, we're going to be releasing dates for our Benina showcase that's happening here in store, and our Janome showcase that's happening as well. So don't worry, we're going through all the brands and making sure that you're all covered with some fun events that relate to you and your machine. Okay, there'll be a long arm expo, there'll be a few other things coming up as well. So everybody's getting covered by all the different brands, and we're hoping that you'll enjoy these information sessions as we bring them to you through 2023. One of the items that we did showcase in the accessories was circular attachments. Now, some people are pretty intimidated by circular attachments and what they can do and how do they work and all that kind of stuff. So because it was the FAF class last week, I have put some information on the website with a YouTube video. If you've in the Creative Hub, I this morning have put up multiple videos under FAF accessories for the circular attachments. Now these were from the FAF official YouTube site, and there are 3 of them in there. So one of them talks about the new templates and things from the US. They are not here at the moment. We're not quite sure if they're coming, but it's very interesting the way that they use the templates, and you'll be able to see how the circular attachment works. But the latest video talks about new templates. No, we don't have them here in Australia right at this particular point, and we're not sure if we're lucky enough to have them, but it may be worth a look just to see a little bit more of how these circular attachments can work and what kind of things you can do with them. They're quite an interesting attachment because they've been around for many, many years in many different forms, and each of the brands have them. And I'll show you how to find them on our website, because all you have to do is go to the search and type in circular, or start to type in circular, and you'll start to see that here's the FAF one, here's the Janome, foot attachments, and there's all the different circular attachments here. So you'll be able to see them. So if you're wondering if there was one for your particular brand, well, there may well be. So why not go in and have a look at the website, and you can search for things like circular attachments, or you can just type in a reference point. If you cannot find it on the website, then why not give the team here a call, and we can help you find exactly what you need. Sometimes some attachments only relate to certain machines, which is what you'll see there, where some of them says for different machines, new or old, or those kinds of things. So some of these machines attach the circular attachment in different ways, so that's why they're only for certain machines. So if you're not sure, why not give the team a call? The last thing I have for you today is a new panel that's coming in, which I gave you a sneak peek of quite a few weeks ago, and these are the new dream panels, but they're the Kaleidescopes. Now, for all of you out there who would like to do a little bit more creative quilting, or do something a little bit different, who love your textiles and like to do some interesting patterns, these Kaleidoscope panels are going to be amazing. Now I've got them coming in 4 colours, and I'm just going to give you a closer look at them. Okay, we're going to type in K-A-L, and you'll see them here, like this one here is called Aurora, and they're very different to the Dahlia panels that we've had before. I saw them, I thought they were amazing. Now, they're currently out of stock because I'm waiting for them to arrive. However, in fabric panels, like we did for everything else, if you search for latest, you will see them all come up here. And these are the latest panels that we have. This Holiday Wishes panel is fabulous. It's coming in as well. But you can see from the dream panels here, you've got Aurora, which is that purple and blue. You've got Hummingbird, which is all the purples, the blues and the teals. You've got this opal, which is the multicolour, and it's just beautiful. But then you have the tonal one, which is the slate, which is really quite a beautiful neutral if you've got a very neutral palette with your color scheme. So why not go and take a look at those? We are taking orders for those now because I think there is only, from memory, about 12 of each of these panels coming in, if that. So if you were thinking of trying something, I know that some of the quilting, online quilting YouTubes and subscriptions and channels was starting to use these just recently. So as they've been released, they were only released a few weeks, about a week ago, 2 weeks ago. So we want to start getting everyone into having a look at these. As artwork, they would be brilliant stretched over a canvas in a room. If you've got different tones, I mean, these, you can do some amazing quilts, amazing quilting with these, or just decorate your home with them. They're just really nice. Great as a backing for a small quilt as well. These are 43 by 43, so if you had a smaller size quilt that you wanted a backing for, these would work really well. And at 43 by 43, you know, it's comparable to just a regular fabric, and it's a little bit wider, a little bit, you know, it's about the same width, I should say, of a regular piece of fabric. So you could use this as a backing, just use it as a double-sided. You could have one on either side and make a really quick quilt out of it. Great for quillos, all those kinds of things as well, that, you know, you want to have something a little bit different on the inside. So why not think of those kind of things for using these panels up. But if you're a quilter, I know that some of you like to challenge yourselves with different panels and things like that, then this could be one that you can challenge with. So why not jump in? If you'd like to pre-order any of them, please go ahead. As soon as they've arrived, you'll see it, that'll be in stock. But like I said, there's only around about I think 12 of each one from memory that are coming into the store. So you need to get in fairly fast if you'd like those. I imagine that they will sell fairly fast. The fabric panel with the Celebrate, I've got a little bit more of those. I was going to try and do a quilter's challenge with this, but I think it's such a lovely panel that you'll just want to make something for Christmas. And it's coming in now, which is really great because this was out of a series of Hoffman panels in a sequence during the year. And this one is Celebrate the Seasons too, and it's coming in very early for us. So that's really nice. You've got a lot of time to do something with that for Christmas, or it could be Christmas in July. It's up to you. So that is a little bit of a recap of some of the things that are coming in. Like I said, this fabric has not arrived to me just yet, but I'm expecting it any day. So keep an eye out for that out on the website. But if you have a concern, please, or you'd like to order some and you're not quite sure how to do it, please give the team a call. So from Judy and all the team, thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in store next week. And congratulations, Margot, for her first class coming this week. Look forward to seeing you here in the store and being a regular here at River City Sewing. So from Judy and all the team, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week. Bye for now.